hypotenuse is not 1 anymore. Okay, so let's do our first example. I'm going to have a point. Negative 12, 5. So first off, what quadrant is that in? Second, right? Second quadrant. So I'm going to kind of sketch this out, kind of like pretty heavy on the second quadrant. And so let's see, that would be over negative 12 and up 5. And so that would be that point. I'm going to draw now that terminal side. I can make that a circle centered at 0, 0 with that point being on that circle. But I'm not going to worry about all that. And so this sure is this theta of what I'm going to find. But I know I get it all from this reference triangle. I know I get all this information from this point, from this reference triangle. So it doesn't matter if I call it theta or theta prime, the answer is the same. It just means this terminal side here in quadrant 2. This ordered pair, in fact, negative 12, comma 5. So I'm supposed to find all 6 trig functions: sine of theta, cosine of theta, tangent of theta, cosecant of theta, secant of theta, and cotangent of theta. Right? I'm going to scoot this up. So the first thing I need to do is I need to realize this is all going to come from this reference triangle, all of it. So let's just go, and in fact I'm going to change colors. I'm going to make it red. Write in all the lengths of the sides. I'm going to go back and do geometry again. You know, opposites, hypotenuses, adjacents, things like that. So what is this length? 12. And I'm actually going to put the negative so I don't forget about it. What is this height? Is it positive or negative? Positive. And so my hypotenuse is always going to be positive. Let's do what to get my hypotenuse now? Pythagorean theorem. So that would be negative 12 quantity squared plus 5 quantity squared equals c squared. And that's what I'm looking for, my hypotenuse. So 144 plus 25 equals c squared. That's 169. So that happens to be 13, right? Now I'm ready to do all of this. Sine. It is now not just the y height. I am off the unit circle. It is not just 5. I cannot tell you, year after year, students will tell me 5. I'm not on the unit circle because sine is still opposite over hypotenuse. Just in the unit circle, hypotenuse happens to be 1. So what is sine in this one? 5 over 13. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, negative 12 over 13. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, negative 5/12. Cosecant is what reciprocal? Of sine. I'm not going to go here and confuse myself. Just go to sine. Take the reciprocal. Done. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. Well, I've already got it done. And tangent, I'm done. Yes?
How could you just distinguish, like, from a question which one is which?
This is beyond 1. Remember on Friday we were using a calculator and we tried to do 1.2 and we said sine and cosine can't be beyond 1. This right here is beyond 1. So it's not on the unit circle. And if you need to, sketch it out and make the hypotenuse and you'll realize it's not. Okay? So you have to know that sine and cosine because, you know, like square root of 2 over 2 and 1/2, square root of 3 over 2, those are all less than 1. Those values are all less than 1 when I'm on a unit circle. Okay? How about you try one? So I'm going to give you the point negative 1, negative 3. Clearly that is not on my unit circle because of the negative 3. The negative 1 may be if that was a 0 here, but it is not. What quadrant are you going to try to sketch out? 3. And so I need to have a quadrant 3 reference triangle. Make sure you get all the side lengths and then do all 6 trig functions. I'll go ahead and give you a moment to do that. Quadrant 3. There's negative 1, 1, 2, 3. Negative 3. There it is. So I'm going to take my red. That is negative 1. That is, oops, negative 3. And so that would be negative 3 quantity squared plus negative 1 quantity squared equals c squared. So what's that? 9 and a 1 and a c squared, and so that's a 10. And so that would be square root of 10 equals c. So square root of 10. So now I can do all 6 of my trig functions. Sine of theta, or this, or this one. That would be negative 3 over square root of 10, which equals negative 3 square root of 10 over 10. Cosine of theta is negative 1 over square root of 10, which is negative square root of 10 over 10. Tangent of theta is negative 3 over negative 1, which is a positive 3. And so now cosecant of theta is the reciprocal of this, square root of 10 over negative 3, done. Secant of theta is the reciprocal of this, it's negative square root of 10. And then cotangent of theta happens to be the reciprocal of this, which is 1/3. Questions? Okay. All right. Next. So what is theta? A standard angle. And what am I going to end up, what's my answer going to be? Name what? A quadrant. So the answer is going to be quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's kind of like, well, we already done this. Yeah, but not quite like this. I'm going to give you 2 clues. See if you can figure it out. This terminal side, wherever it is, once I find it and I make my reference triangle, then cosine for it is positive. So in which quadrant, which reference triangle, is it a first, a second, a third, or a fourth, is sine negative and cosine positive? Oh, I see some suggestions. I see 2 suggestions actually. Some people are saying 2. Some people are saying 4. Ooh, we got to fight. Okay, now here's how I do it. Here's how I do it, because again, I'm scared to leave it in my head. So isn't sine in the unit circle the y, the height? So where is it negative? Here and here. Cosine, where is cosine positive? Wait, cosine is the x-axis, right? So where is the x-axis going to be positive? Here and here. So where do the dots, like it's third and fourth or first and fourth? So it must be, oh, quadrant 4 people, you won.
I was quadrant 4.
So let's try it again. Go ahead and figure that one up. Okay, throw up some fingers. Tell me which quadrant it's in. See, one hand, only one brave soul. 2, 3, 4, 5 brave souls. 6. So tell me what fingers. How many fingers is the quadrant? Oh, hardly any. Oh, you guys can't do this math? Oh, I'm so glad that you guys with your hands up can. You better help those people around you who don't have hands up figure out their math. I'll wait. Better talk to each other. Hold up your fingers and tell me what quadrant it is. More hands, more hands, more hands. Up in the air. We're not wusses here. Up. No wusses. Up. Whatever. Up. Not forward. Forward is still low. I'm short. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so the majority of you are okay. There's some of you who are still having some issues. So let's see. Let's see who's right. Here's a very straightforward way of doing it. Tangent, where is tangent what? Negative. Right? And right, isn't it opposite over adjacent? So the sine over cosine. So this is both positive. It can't be here. Aren't both of these points, the x and the y, both negative? So that's also positive. Here's one positive, one negative. Here's one positive, one negative. So it must be negative here. Sine. Sine is the y. It's either here or it's here. Sine, right? It's the opposite. It's here or it's here. So where is sine? Negative? Below and below. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, we got to do this thing again. And of course, it's going to get nastier. Okay, guys.
This is what triggers.
We all said the same
But sadly, it's not.
I need to get this song recorded. It's only just begun. So that when Derek says things like that, I can just push that button and go, oh, it's only begun, baby. It's only begun. Sorry.
I don't get that reference.
It's okay. Because as soon as he said that, I just started singing the song in my head. It's only just begun. Find the, I forgot the word the, exact value of what? Of the remaining, oh, I must be giving you one. The remaining 6 trig functions. So I must be giving you some clues in at least one of them because it says the word remaining. So here we go. Let's see what I'm going to give you. So what do I want you to find? Cosine of theta, and tangent of theta, cosecant of theta, secant of theta, cotangent of theta. What theta? This theta. Where's it at? Oh, in quadrant 3. Oh, here. I don't make you guess. I give you this. And so then go create this right triangle. Well, if it's in quadrant 3, we'll make a quadrant 3 reference triangle. Sine. So I know the 12 and the 13 go here, opposite over adjacent. And so where does the negative go? On the 12. And so now I just need to, because I need an adjacent. How am I going to go find my adjacent? Pythagorean theorem. 13 squared equals negative 12 quantity squared plus b squared. That's 169 equals 144 plus b squared. So b squared 25, 5 is b. And tell me about that 5? Tell me about that 5. It's got to be negative. Now that I've got it all set up with all the proper signs, because it's a quadrant 3 right triangle, now I can go and do all of this. Let's see, cosine of theta. That would be negative 5 over 13. Tangent is negative 12 over negative 5, which is 12 over 5. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Oh, that's right here. That was already given, negative 13 over 12. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. It's right there, negative 13 over 5. Cotangent is right here, and that's just 5/12, and I am done. Okay, not bad. Again, but your turn. Find the remaining 6 trig functions. Ask me questions, please. The biggest thing is making sure you write all of this correct, with all the proper signs. And then the only thing you have to worry about here is grabbing the right things, opposites, adjacents, hypotenuses, and then making sure you simplify any square roots in the denominator. Done. Pretty straightforward, simple assignment. Looks just like what I just did because I'm just doing odds and ends, so I'm just doing the notes right to the homework.